Now my top 5. She was intriguing because we had that twist, her being a FBI agent but in fact working for Malcolm.
So he sent you here to find it. It's a good plan. So, the mother story was a lie?
Barely. She is with Malcolm, but that's because he's my father.
A secret daughter in the FBI. That's an excellent insurance policy.
At first I thought she was interested in Emily because of her work. I mean, if she truly wanted to find Conrad's murder, David and his daughter were number 1 on the list of suspects, like with Victoria's murder. So digging up Emily's secrets were not a bad move. But her fight with Emily and being able to nearly kill our heroine was something. Okay, Emily might have been a little rusty since her revenge mission was over. And she did not know the Grayson Manor quite as well as her little beach house. So Kate had a slight advantage over her.
Drop it!
But I just love this little encounter between the two here.
I guess my only question is, when were you planning on killing me?
Well, I was planning on after we got your money, but plans change. I have to know. What tipped you off?
Oh, I never believed you. I just wanted to get you away from innocent civilians and in front of my security cameras. Your cover is blown.
Well, I'll just have to delete the drives before I go then.
Oops. Guess you didn't notice this time either.
Of course the Grayson family had to be on top of the list. We start with Daniel, cause after their breakup he was one of them, as Emily told Nolan.
My father is the victim of a witch hunt. The SEC has been harassing my family's company for months and is now attempting to trade on the mistrust the public has of me to build a baseless case against it. Who I stand behind as a son and beside as a partner in business as I prepare for my role at Grayson Global.
He's one of them, Nolan. Conrad confessed everything to Daniel before the interview. Daniel could have come clean. He could have ended the whole thing. But instead,
He doubled down on Grayson.
I must admit I fell for the War of Roses in season 3 after Daniel shot Emily and was responsible for her not being able to have children of her own. He was really nasty to her and showed his worst behavior.
All right, come in. What do you want to chat about? The weather? How I slept last night? Because I didn't. Not much, anyway. That about does it for me. What's new with you?
Sarah left me.
Is this what you wanted? To break me?
Is this what you wanted?
I told you I was gonna fight for us.
Are you insane? There will never be an us. Thanks to you, I'm dead inside.
So am I! We did this to each other, Daniel. You took from me, so I took from you. Don't you see? We belong together.
Sterilizing you was my gift to the universe. Yeah, I heard you didn't come home last night.
I'm surprised you care. Especially after you manhandled me. Something I know you'll regret.
No, the only thing I'll regret is my marriage to you.
And even in season 2, when they came back together, Emily was torn between hate and her old feelings for Daniel. Though I was never a big fan of Emily and Daniel as a pair, I really enjoyed this complex relationship who went far beyond a simple love and hate relationship.
Question the servants, and when no one stepped forward, I had to axe the whole team.
That wasn't fair, Daniel.
For 25 years, not a single employee violated their confidentiality agreements. Now, suddenly they're gossiping because Sarah spent the night. God, the fact that you still think I'm an idiot makes me laugh. I've been ruminating on your powers of deception, and I realized that everything you say is hidden behind fake concern or a phony smile. In fact, if anything else suspicious happens around here, I'll know you're behind it. And just like today, other people will pay the price. Until you finally realize that there's no place for you in my life, and you leave.
Let's not forget that he tried to bribe Jack in season 1 to forget about what he saw the night Tyler died. By the way, here they could have made Daniel even more evil if they ditched the plot twist with Takeda shooting Tyler. If Daniel really was responsible for Tyler's death, he would have just played the victim here and bribed Jack to save himself. And in Season 2 he not only colludes with his parents against the initiative. He also tried to kill Aiden in the finale.
Why didn't you tell me that Daniel shot you?
Oh, what is it? He just admitted that now. He must have been quaking in his boots to see me again, the little coward.
Where was it?
But even though I loved his fights with Emily, he was never a great villain like his parents. Okay, he got nearer to kill Emily than Conrad and Victoria. But I really would have enjoyed if they chosen another path for Daniel after Season 1. I mean, if he had become Emily's ally and they made a Romeo and Juliet storyline out of it, that would have been great. In this TV interview, he could have played Emily's double agent, making believe he stood behind his father while in fact gathering evidence together with Emily. This sentence here could have had a real nice twist.
In my case, truth came out. The same will be true for my father.
Of course, Tyler was a surprising distraction who became a problem for Emily very fast.
Not my fault. Daniel's new sidekick was at the helm. Guy was feeding him shots like a frat boy to a freshman.
Tyler. That frat boy is becoming a huge problem.
He was smart, and his jealousy of Emily made her pretending to be the nice little girl from next door even harder.
You know what?
Tyler, come on, don't be like that.
Me? Why don't you tell your girlfriend to take a step back? Who does she think she's talking to anyways?
That's a very good question.
Tyler, wait up.
I don't know what's going on with you lately, but you're becoming a real grade A bitch.
In Season 1 she still needed Daniel for access to the Graysons. So taking Daniel away from her was a no-go she could not endure. Yet Tyler's fixation on Daniel made it hard to stay calm and keep up the front. So again, Tyler was one of the few people who discovered Emily's secret and almost shared it with Daniel. Luckily for Emily, he could not remember much, so her secret was safe a little longer. And Takeda used the boy like Emily would have done if she was not that much emotionally involved with Daniel. Framing him for the murder of Tyler was a smart move and harmed the reputation of the Grayson family in a strong way.
Speak of the devil, or should I say the devil's daughter. Your father had excellent penmanship, by the way.
I thought they locked you up.
More like put me up. Spring Haven Hospital for the criminally insane. Emily's gonna kill Daniel. Or at least that's how it will appear to the cops. Daniel's about to find out exactly how bad his taste in women really is. She's not worth it. Do you remember your birthday party when I... Emily Thorne. Poor little rich girl next door. You've had a target on my head since the day we met. Now you can see how it feels.
Tyler, buddy, put the gun down.
Shut up, Danny! You made it clear that I'm not your buddy, and now you're on the losing end of things for once in your life. And this time, the Graysons aren't the ones calling the shots. Now, let's take it all the way back to David Clarke in the summer of '93. You have 3 seconds to tell everyone the truth about what really happened to David Clarke. Or I swear, once again, someone is going to die because you were too weak to own up to your lies. Question is, who?
Why don't you calm down, son? This doesn't involve them.
Wrong answer. It's not the ending of the story, Danny. That's just the beginning.
What's this?
Why don't we call your fiancée and ask her? She's been playing you, brother. She's playing all of us. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing, you idiot! And you're just a helpless little lamb headed for the slaughter. Me?
Daniel's parents Victoria and Conrad Grayson had to be on top. I mean, no one besides this terrorist group was directly responsible for more deaths on the show.
Tell me you didn't have him killed.
No, the kid was in too deep.
Dad,
If he started talking, it would have destroyed us all. I couldn't let that happen. I do what I need to do to protect the family. I always have.
Your father had David Clarke murdered!
Well, he must have had a damn good reason.
You knew about the bomb that killed Declan.
And both killed main protagonists and people Emily and the audience cared about, like Formanda and Aiden.
Mr. Ryan, I will need assurances that she has neither the intention nor the ability to ever come after me again.
Don't worry about it. She won't.
Sweetheart, are you all right?
What kind of question is that?
Of course he is.
How are we gonna live with this?
Like we always do. We go about our lives as if nothing ever happened.
What about Amanda Clarke?
Poor girl. She chose the wrong enemy. Well, summer is finished, Mr. Mathis. And once that toxin leads to paralysis, so are you. Emily ripped away my chance for true love. It's only fair that I do the same for her. Goodbye, Mr. Mathis. Well, I'm certain the authorities will disagree once they arrive.
Let them come. You're the murderer here.
You received my gift.
Even worse, Victoria tried multiple times not only to get rid of Emily but to get her killed. What can come after then? Emily Thorne, aka Amanda Clarke, of course. I know they managed to show us her more compassionate and fragile side episode by episode until she was very feminine and I think more like Emily Van Camp herself by end of the last season. But most of the time in season 1 she is a really unpleasant and unforgiving character. First, how she rejects Nolan's help and friendship time and time again.
Do you know how easy it would be for me to crush your windpipe?
I don't think your father would approve. Amanda, your father trusted me.
My father trusted everybody. What are you doing here, Nolan?
Don't worry. Your secret's safe. So how can I be of service?
You can't. You're not a part of this. I told you if you got in my way, I would take you down. You stole my house.
I want the deed to the house. I'm getting pretty sick of you sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, Nolan. I know you've been whispering in Clarke-Porter's ear. Don't involve him in this.
Cross the line, Emily. How could you do that to me?
If you mean that recording of you and Tyler, you'll thank me one day I did you a favor.
But I trusted you.
You can't build trust on secrets, Nolan. You should know that by now.
Oh, you want to talk? Holding back on me about Amanda, God knows what else.
You have been trying to derail me since day one. And now you've sabotaged our alliance because you fell for a hooker.
The difference is that when I had an opportunity to expose you today, I didn't.
Well, maybe that's because deep down inside, you know I meant it when I said that I would take you down if you tried to get in my way.
Then how she always choosing revenge over the people who are most close to her. Willing to sacrifice their safety and even be okay with them dying for her.
What happened?
Jack had the crap beat out of him. No. You did this when you planted Treadwell's tapes.
I never meant for Jack to get hurt.
How much collateral damage are you willing to accept? I may have Jack's blood all over my jacket, but you've got it all over your hands.
Sometimes I think Emily acts like a general in war who has to sacrifice some of his best soldiers to win the war. And let's not forget what she does to her targets, let alone in season 1. She ruins their reputation and careers, setting their house on fire, and makes breaking laws a hobby for Nolan.
It took me 5 minutes to figure out how you dismantled my life, 10 to realize that I'm not the only one. After what you've done, you ruined lives. You've taken our future. Everyone that you went after had people who depended on them!
Every other takedown had histories that read like rap sheets, but all signs point to Paul being a good man.
My father was a better man.
Right. The gospel, according to Emily, sin unto others as you've had sin done to you.
Right.
This time, I kind of think you're going too far. If you cannot forgive Paul, how do you expect to be forgiven?
I don't.
Not to forget how she really freaks out when her father is involved in season 4. How she tortured that poor fellow who worked for Malcolm. And of course trying to kill Victoria. I think if the writers really made her do this, she would have been dead to me as a character, and our heroine had deserved to die in the end together with Victoria. Do you agree with my list? Who was your favorite villain or least favorite villain of the show? If you want to tell, write it down in the comments.